And now is the time for the presentations of 10 youth representatives on World Patron and Peace. For our first speech, I would like to welcome Mr. Buntan Giat Tawi Santikun for his speech.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is an incredible honor to be here today. My name is Buntan Giat Tawi Santikun, or you can call me Q. I'm in year 13 and the school captain of King's College International School, Bangkok. Thank you for allowing me to represent Thailand and share my thoughts on peace. Imagine waking up to the sound of temple bells, a melody that has resonated for centuries. In Thailand, this sound is more than a daily ritual. It's a symbol of peace, a peace built on respect for religion, culture, and mutual understanding, guided by His Majesty the King. In a world plagued by divisions, religion often becomes a battlefield. But in Thailand, it's a bridge. Through royal projects like the Sufficiency Economy philosophy, championed by His Majesty King Rama X, communities across Thailand are empowered. This philosophy has reduced poverty and fostered unity among the country. Over half of Thailand's population participates in religious or cultural activities. Through the efforts of His Majesty the King and numerous royal projects, religion in Thailand isn't just preserved. It flourishes as a tool for peace building and not conflict. Yet this peace is not uniquely Thai. It echoes globally. When I think of France, I hear another rhythm, the sacred hymns of Notre Dame, a beacon of faith which stood tall through trials. It is incredible. Two countries, different in many ways, yet share the power to build peace. Nevertheless, in today's volatile world, how can we harness shared values to inspire global peace and stability? As a Buddhist, I was once a novice monk at 6 years old, learning about patience and giving. I remember waking up at dawn, meditated in silence, and prayed, which I still continue to do now. This made me realize that inner peace is the foundation of greater outer peace. I recall visiting a rural community in Thailand. It is a simple place. Early in the morning, villagers gathered not just to pray, but to access education, healthcare, and community discussions. This small village shows that peace, once built, must be maintained. However, I recognize that conflict, in some form, touches every corner of our world. Recent events remind us that peace is fragile. We're all connected, and the instability in one part of the world ripples through us all. Global headlines are filled with protests and conflicts, and in these moments, countries can learn from each other, support each other, for peace is the most crucial in this time. Religion and culture can bridge divides, but only if we invest in them and nurture them. But here's the thing, no nation can do this alone. It's like trying to clap with one hand. Peace is also not just for adults or politicians. It's for all of us. We must come together to support peace building, not only in crisis, but in times of stability as well. There are countless ways to spread peace, but for me, kindness is one of the most simplest and most powerful. Smiling to someone, volunteering, or offering help, these small acts can plant seeds of peace that can grow. And the best part, anyone can be kind, no matter who you are. Fortunately, we're not starting from scratch. UNESCO unites us in promoting peace. We cannot wait until peace is disrupted. As Her Excellency Audrey Azoulay, Director General of UNESCO, said, "Culture is what unites us in our diversity." So, what role will you play? A passive observer or an active builder of peace? Peace is a shared responsibility because at the heart of it all, peace is not something we wish for, it is something we create. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buntan Kiet. Next, I would like to welcome Ms. Malinlada Tanchacha for her speech.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Marinara Tansatja. You can also call me Eclair. I'm from Ascot International School, Bangkok. I believe that everyone has a dream. It could be a long-lost dream from when you were a child, or the one you discovered later on. Now, if you may, just take a moment to think of that dream. To achieve that dream, you might need support from your friends, family, and the people who would love to help you. But the most important person you should rely on the most is yourself. You, who are with great perseverance and determination. You are the most reliable source for your own strength. There is one great person, His late Majesty, King Rama IX, who had great perseverance and determination to bring about the well-being of his people. As when he became king, declared that we shall reign with righteousness for the benefit and happiness of the Siamese people. 70 years of his reign demonstrate that he had worked tirelessly to realize his benevolent resolution with more than 4,000 projects. He has footprints everywhere in Thailand. His visions for the country's development embraces the human-centered approach in harmony with the surrounding ecosystems. One of his many projects was the Royal Rainmaking Project that helps alleviate drought problems for farmers when dry season arrives. His Glandin initiative works on improving drought problems for farmers when dry season arrives. His Outkrungaben project helped improve not only the ecosystem, but also the livelihoods of people in the area. At the heart, his guiding sufficiency economy principles lay a balanced pathway of living of prosperous moderacy. Being a patron of Buddhism as well as other religions in the kingdom, the late king not only devoted himself to foster the people's faith, but also promoted acceptance and tolerance towards other religious communities. When he was presented by the Council of Saudi Arabia with a copy of the English edition of the Quran, His late Majesty, after studying the text, proceeded to ask Thailand's Islamic spiritual leader, the Sheikhul Islam, or Dularash Mantri, to prepare a direct Thai translation of the original Arabic versions. Then, copies were then distributed towards in the kingdom. Everyone was able to read and learn more about Islam. As we can see, the late King Bhumipon's work involves not only the development of environment and economy, but also the promotion of interfaith understanding in the kingdom. The promotion of his legacy genuinely shows his devotion for Thai people. Moreover, the outcome reaches out to neighboring and partnered countries as well as human society at large. I would like to share with you a verse of a song that captures the Thai people's love for him. May our voices reach him through the sky. He's in our hearts as certain as the tides. This song, King in Fairy Tales, reflects Thai people's long-lasting love for the late king and appreciation for everything he had done for Thailand. But the work hasn't finished, said His late Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great. His Majesty King Mahawashiralongkorn Washiraklao จ้าอยู่หัว carries on with the projects, as stated in his first royal command, and also continues to support Buddhism as well as diversity of religions in the kingdom. His Majesty has shown a deep interest in Buddhism from a very young age, believing that basic tenets of Buddhism will lead people to true happiness. In 1978, as then crowned prince, His Majesty was ordained as a monk and studied deeper about Buddhism. Since the beginning of his reign, His Majesty has played a very important role in the protection and promotion of Buddhism. He has done his duty in appointing the 20th Supreme Patriarch, His Holiness Somdet Phra Arya Wongsa Khattayan, who has contributed greatly to the education of Buddhist monks and novices in Thailand, as well as the dissemination of Buddhism overseas. His Majesty also continues to preside over religious ceremonies on important days, such as Makha Busha Day, Visakha Busha Day, Asaraha Busha Day, the Buddhist Lent Day, and the Katina ceremony, continuing the tradition of Thai king's role as patron of all faiths. His Majesty has extended support to other religious communities, like Islam and Christians. For instance, their Majesties warmly welcomed His Holiness Pope Francis during his visit to Thailand in 2019. And over the years, their Majesties have presided over the national Quran recitation competitions in Pattani province. The King's patron of all faiths is the embrace of the diversity of beliefs in our society, empowering our spiritual pursuits while emboldening the unity among differences. It is openness and understanding that lead us to the society of peace, where people of any belief can live together in harmony with kindness, respect, and aspiration. Thank you, ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Ms. Malinlada. Next, I would like to welcome Mr. Panathon Taniksho Kokun for his speech.
Good afternoon, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to speak in front of you all today. I'd like to discuss something that has played a crucial role in Thailand's peaceful history: unity. Have you ever wondered why Thailand has never been colonized by any Western powers? When we talk about Western and Eastern countries, the first word that comes to my mind is differences. Differences in beliefs, thoughts, or needs are natural. However, in order to avoid conflicts, solutions must be found that all parties can accept. I've recently heard about the protest here in Paris, which reminded me of similar unrest in Thailand's history, such as the Red Church and the Yellow Church political divide, and the religious conflict in southern border provinces, which continues until the present time. Despite the loss, Thailand has always managed to heal through unity. I sincerely hope that the conflict here in Paris will be resolved peacefully as soon as possible. Religious differences have been a cause of many wars throughout history. Thailand, however, has remained a Buddhist country for centuries. Buddhism plays a central role in Thai culture and daily life. Temples serve not only as places of worship, but also as centers of education and charity, helping to shape the values of our society. But how has Thailand remained so deeply connected to Buddhism? As you may know, Thailand is governed by a constitutional monarchy. His Majesty King Mahawachiralongkorn has taken up the responsibility of upholding religious values as the supreme patron of the religions. His Majesty has taken on the royal duty of supporting and protecting the faiths of all Thais and ensuring that Thailand remains a land where different religious beliefs can be together with unity. By encouraging dialogue between different faiths, His Majesty ensures that the religion remains a force for unity and harmony in Thailand. Through his actions, His Majesty reinforces that the message that while we may differ in our religious practices, we are united in our shared humanity and love for our nation. Everything I've mentioned answered the questions: how could Thailand remain devoted to Buddhism throughout history? This shows how important monarchy is in Thailand. At first, I asked why Thailand has never been colonized by any Western power. The answer is, in Thailand, we lived with unity and respect all parties. Moreover, our king supports all religions equally, making Thailand a nation of freedom in thoughts and beliefs. When challenges arise, the unity ensures that everyone is ready to help each other. That allows us to always overcome those issues, leading to our keyword of living since the past: unity. Unity is not just a legacy from the past, but it is the key to a peaceful future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Panathon. Next, I would like to announce Mr. Punyapat Palinyakunsed for his speech.
Bonjour à tous. Good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Punyapat Palinyakunsed, but please feel free to call me Cam. I am currently a year 12 student at Essence School in Bangkok, Thailand. It is my honor to stand in front of you today at UNESCO. In a world where diplomacy and international relations are becoming increasingly complex, so I would like to ask everyone about how important is the role of leaders in connecting and building peace among nations. King Rama X holds a special place in the heart of Thai people. He has created a lot of benefit for many nations through his visit abroad. Nowadays, King Rama X remains a key figure in fostering relationships and diplomacy between Thailand and another country. For example, Thailand and France have strong ties in areas such as trade, diplomacy, culture, education, and the most significant aspect is the long-standing history between these two nations, which has laid a strong foundation for cooperation in fields like technology, industry, and the fashion sector. This continues to pave the way for a bright future of collaboration. The diplomatic relationship between Thailand and France has a story spanning nearly 340 years, beginning in the 17th century with Thailand's first official diplomatic mission to France. Later, King Louis XIV warmly received King Rama IV envoys, granting them privilege and naming a street, Le de Siam, to honor their visit. Since that time, the two countries have engaged in regular exchange through loyal government and private interactions, building a relationship marked by harmony and mutual respect. In 2016, this relationship was elevated to a strategic partnership, strengthening cooperation in areas such as trade, culture, education, and diplomacy. Economically, the historical trade between Thailand and France, ranging from sapanwood, silk, and spice to the aircraft that we use every day, has sustained over centuries, with France remaining one of Thailand's top trading partners. Moreover, King Rama X continued to foster this strong bond with an emphasis on trade and culture exchange. Tourism, too, has played a significant role in bilateral relations with Thailand, welcoming over 700,000 French tourists annually before the pandemic. Despite the global challenge, more than 400,000 French tourists visited Thailand in recent years, underscoring the enduring nature of their relationship. These diplomatic and economic partnerships highlight the long-standing ties between the two nations, which continue to increase in strength and depth over time. Overall, the relationship between Thailand and France during the reign of King Rama X remained close and has continually developed in various aspects, including the economy, education, culture, and diplomacy, as previously mentioned. His efforts have fostered a sustainable and mutually beneficial partnership between the two nations. Without the contribution of King Rama X and the royal family, it is possible that Thailand might not enjoy such strong and positive relationship with France, a country with remarkable capability in many areas. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Punyapat Parit Yakunsen, for those valuable insights. Now, let's hear from Mr. Ayapon Lekpitaya. Please welcome to the stage.
Bonjour, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know who has managed to create peace for citizens in Thailand? If I ask the Thai people, in the 10 reigns, which kings have managed to establish peace? I can guarantee that many will answer King Rama I, 5th, and 9th, but few will answer King Rama X. I would like to propose why I would answer King Rama X, but first to introduce myself. My name is Ayapoli Pitaya. You may call me Eugene, and I'm currently studying at Patumwan Demonstration School. I am really honored to speak here today. Unlike the protagonists in the movies, His Majesty King มหาวิชิราลงกรณ์พระวชิรเกล้าเจ้าอยู่หัว known as Rama X, prefers to work behind the scenes. Many Thais have a misconception that makes people around the world overlook King Rama X's good deeds, so they think his reign has been a passive period. What many people don't know is that King Rama X is a very hard-working, selfless, and virtuous individual. How do I know this? I am certain that many of you know how much dedication military training requires. Throughout my teenage years, I have been a Boy Scout, which is similar to military training but for juniors. Later on in high school, all boys are required to attend Territorial Defense Student, which is a program that aims to introduce civilians to military tactics in order to prepare students to be ready in the future. It is extremely excruciating, even though it cannot be compared to a military rank. Regardless of these hardships that I have experienced myself, someone who has even more self-discipline to go through this process in a more intense manner is King Rama X. Before his reign, he spent 6 years at a military school in Australia. This shows that King Rama X is resilient and purposeful. It is also worth mentioning that King Rama X covertly studies Buddhist teachings, meditates every single day, and publishes many Buddhist books. What many people don't know is that King Rama X actually requires a lot of willpower and dedication to do this process. I know this personally, since I was ordained to be a neophyte when I was about 8 years old. At that time, I couldn't even meditate longer than 5 minutes. Conversely, King Rama X, currently 72 years old, meditates approximately 1 to 2 hours every single day. This also illustrates that King Rama X is resilient and purposeful. Furthermore, King Rama X applies the 10 virtues of the Buddhist ruler. These virtues are the principles derived from King Asoka, the great emperor of Magadha. These principles, such as gentleness or matawa, and patient forbearance, khanti, are important because they promote resilience in the face of adversity and can help the ruler make the country prosperous. Even when King Rama X was applying to the military school in Australia, he showcased the 10 virtues of the Buddhist ruler because he once struggled to complete all the matriculated requirements. Yet, his heart remained strong and filled with determination. He continued to work hard in order to accomplish the goal, such as studying between 5 and 7 hours a day and practicing writing essays. As a result, his hard work paid off, and he was accepted to study in Australia for 6 years. The 10 virtues of the Buddhist ruler that fit perfectly in this example are self-control, or tapa, and patient forbearance, khanti. Evidently, the 10 virtues of the Buddhist ruler can be seen in King Rama X. Not only does it prove that King Rama X has created peace in Thailand, but it also shows that these principles are the important guides that can be followed to lead a good country. However, ladies and gentlemen, the 10 virtues of the Buddhist ruler are universal. Everyone can apply them regardless of their race, gender, ethnicity, or religion. Hence, I urge all of you listening here today to practice these principles in your own capacity. One does not have to be a ruler of a country to apply it. I believe everyone, from young people like me to citizens, local governments, and national governments, can benefit from these principles. As a youth, I have applied the 10 virtues of the Buddhist ruler. I ensure that I am always honest and full of integrity. In fact, I think it is even more important for the newer generation to practice these principles so that we can contribute to our societies to be more prosperous. Ladies and gentlemen, peace can be created by all of us. King Rama X is an excellent example of the royal patron and all faiths. But I am confident that if everyone practices these principles, we can say that citizens are a part of creating peace in their societies. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you, Mr. Ayapon Lek Pitaya. Please join me in welcoming our next speaker Miss ปริญญากรจีรวรากูล
Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Baliakan Jilawat Walakun, and I'm from Harrow International School, Bangkok. I am honored to be standing here today as one of the youth representations from Thailand. Today, I will be talking about how we have to find peace differently and what it means to find peace today. There is a certain beauty to the word peace. In the eyes of some, peace may be the definition of paradise, devoid of conflict and negativity. For others, perhaps it represents the love, kindness, and collaboration we as humans give to each other. And occasionally, it can be a means of avoiding unwanted problems, offering relief from the harsh reality of this world. Peace has many meanings. And while it is an abstract yet intriguing concept that has many ways for interpretation, I would like to give clarity by telling my own way of defining peace. Having been raised in a Buddhist household, values of peace and the sense of being considerate are upheld by my family. My mother taught me to see others through another point of view and attempt to understand their opinions whenever arguments arise. My father taught me to help others in need. And last but not least, my grandmother showed me how a calm mind could mediate even the angriest conflicts. From all these lessons, I found out that by taking a moment to breathe and relax your mind, you may find that the stressful whirlwind of thoughts inside your mind may slow down for you to regain your awareness. All the work-induced anxiety melts away, and the refreshing feeling that follows is peaceful. This is what I've learned from my family to make sure that every moment, however small, always has a kind of peaceful sanctuary to help regulate our emotions and live our lives with happiness. But what about the definition of peace on a societal level? In Thailand, I have seen beautiful acts of kindness that reflect the lessons of peace my parents taught to me at a young age. I have seen these good deeds in action and observed the grateful smiles that come right after. Sometimes it can be as simple as opening a door for others to pass through, or picking up a fallen item. No matter the way the act of kindness is carried out, it always results in happiness. In the wider scope of things, Thailand has welcomed people of all ethnicities within our borders. Our royal family's generosity and willingness to accommodate foreigners show our commitment to securing world peace. Opportunities are endless, and that is seen in our diverse culture and cities, where there are increased business affairs leading to the improvement of language and cultural exchanges. But what if some people can't achieve those large-scale acts of kindness? While the big nation-level acts do bring more recognizable change than small ones, sometimes the easiest thing to do is incorporate small amounts of it into our everyday lives. From my earlier point of finding peace in little moments, those small moments can be shared with others. Peace can be found in between chaos to help soothe your inner turmoil. From time to time, it is all right to feel that upholding peace in a world full of suffering and conflict is hard, even impossible. But however, maybe peace isn't out of reach and may be hiding in plain sight all along. In this world where we find it so rigid and compact, what will you do to make it better? Remember my point about the small moments of kindness? A simple yet cheerful greeting could make someone's day and lift their spirits. Or perhaps take the time to genuinely compliment someone's appearance. The path to world peace isn't all grand plans and huge operations. As we all know, achieving something takes time. The small stepping stones that we make are, little by little, propelling us towards our goal. It is the fleeting, heartfelt moments in life that eventually lead to inspiration, to ideas, and then to change. Thank you.
We appreciate those inspiring words from Ms. Pariyakon Jiarawat Warakun. Let's now turn to Master Chawin Chalit Wong Patana, who will share his perspective.
Good afternoon, Chairperson, distinguished delegates, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a profound honor to be part of this prestigious peace conference. In my part, I will share to you about His Majesty King Mahawashilalongkorn, as known as King Rama X in Thai people's hearts. Thailand is a country with a rich cultural heritage and a religious diversity. The country's official religion is Buddhism, and it is practiced by the majority of the population. All 10 kings of the Chakri dynasty, the dynasty that has reigned over modern Thailand, have all been Buddhist. Even though the king practices Buddhism, all faiths in the Thai kingdom are treated equally. Tosapidrashatam. The 10 duties of Buddhist rulers become the cornerstone of his royal duties to his subjects from all walks of life without the boundary of religions. Tosapidrashatam is a set of important Buddhist teachings. They are intended to serve as virtues of duties of the kings or of rulers. The 10 principles are as follows. 1. Generosity. 2. High moral character. 3. Self-sacrifice. 4. Integrity. 5. Kindness. 6. Self-control and non-indulgence. 7. Non-anger. 8. Non-violence. 9. Patience. And 10. Non-deviation from righteousness. You may wonder how the virtues of a king can bring peace for all and harmony in Thai society. Strategically, the virtues of the king have been conducted to assure people that our kings since ancient time until King Rama X have been practicing these virtues in order to keep his people well taken care of in peace. A part of the teaching is intended to guide people to follow King's footsteps by spreading these virtues to one another in cooperation with the King's giving. Therefore, in Thai society, we have found peace from the whole society. In practice of generosity, King donates to Thai people basic necessities for good living conditions, such as dams for agriculture, schools for education, and hospitals for health. And people can just give generosity and forgiveness to one another to keep the society in sustainable peace. For the king, forgiveness is exercised by king graciously granting forgiveness, even in cases of insult to royal authorities. With the vision of the country's future, His Majesty the King has a strong determination to continue royal-initiated projects, which covered all areas of development, such as water resources management, improvement of people's well-being and livelihoods, public health care, education, natural resources conservation, and stabilities of the country. This devotion has established and implemented many royal-initiated projects. Since His Majesty was titled as the Crown Prince, which was 27 consecutive years ago. With all His Majesty's hard work devoted to the development of Thailand, I believe that it's a deep root to Thai people's peace today. And all of it must be propelled by King Mahawashilalongkorn's precious heart. All Thai people have been well taken care of in peace until now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your perspective, Master Chawin Chalit Wong Pathana. Next, let's invite Master Lerthan Ratana Chaikun into the stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Lathatler Latanashakit, or you could call me Captain. I am from 6th grade in RAS Remedy International School in Bangkok, Thailand, the land of smiles. Today, I'd like to take you guys on a brief journey back 2,500 years ago, where Buddhism started. It all started with Siddhartha Gautama, or now known as the Buddha, who was born in the 6th century as a prince in Nepal. And Siddhartha had everything: wealth, money, and luxury. But he couldn't stop wondering, why do people suffer? And then on the age of 29, he left his royal life behind in search for answers. And after years of deep meditation, he attained enlightenment over the four noble truths and the truth of suffering and how to overcome them. The four noble truths are Tuk, Samudaya, Nirod, and Mak, which all mean suffering and emotion. Since I am Buddhist, I have once became a novice monk before, and this experience deeply shaped my life. And because I had to live the daily life of I have to wash my own dishes, I had to pray daily, I had no shoes or a phone. How did I even survive that? And I also had to wear a set of clothes called a chiwan, which is basically an orange robe of calmness. Because if you're not calm and it falls off you, you become naked. But this experience deeply grounded me in simplicity and taught me how to be with the present. My master's simple teaching, Yu Ka Pajuban, which means be with the present, always tells me to not think about the future or worry about the past. And in today's fast-paced world, Buddhist practices like mindfulness and meditation are as valuable as ever. And before I end, whether you're Buddhist or not, I'd like to share some wisdom and quotes from my family. My mother usually says that always forgive even if it's unforgivable, since if you don't forgive, there will always be you will have a grudge against that person, and it will only burden your heart. And my brother says that suffering comes from attachment, because if you're attached to someone and they leave you, you suffer. And the more you're attached to them, the more you suffer. It's sort of like glue. If you put it on your arm and then you peel it off, it will hurt. And then my master's simple teaching, be with the present. Since I already explained it, I'd like to take you all out and tell you all and show you all a way of how to be with the present. I'd like everyone to put their hands on their chest and breathe in and breathe out. Thank you for listening.
With gratitude to Master Lerth Ratana Chaikun for their words, I'm pleased to invite his older brother, Mr. Chalat Lerth Ratana Chaikit, to the stage. Please give him a warm welcome.
It's an absolute honor to be invited to speak here today. I'm delighted to meet so many dignitaries, ambassador of countries, ambassador of culture, and the ambassador of peace. I know it's the second time that I'm up here today, and it's quite a long afternoon for all of you, me as well. So keep this short and brief. First of all, my name is Shalat Lerth Ratana Chaikit. and I currently study at Romridi International School in Bangkok, Thailand. Whoa. Just the thought of being here today, seeing all of your faces, I feel gung jai. A lot of people here would probably not understand the concept of gung jai, but that's the beauty of it. It's an essential part of my culture, the Thai culture, and it's something that brings about peace for endless time to come. Gung jai has been with us from the days of our founding fathers. It's a feeling of not wanting to put another person out or hurt another person's feelings. It's a feeling of consideration for others, but it's not performing a certain act because someone else might feel bad about what you're doing. But it's a natural act of Thai people that was done without any desire for acknowledgement. But that's pretty complex, right? So to put that into perspective, let's say you're around your parents, your elder. You feel a certain sense of gung jai. You're feeling considerate toward them and are trying to meet their needs in a variety of ways, automatically. In this case, a form of filial piety as well. Now, by having such gung jai toward your elder, although your gesture may be little, may be insignificant, but it gives your elder, your parent, your grandparent, a sense of contentment, fulfillment, satisfaction, and it also gives you a sense of contentment and also internal peace. Zooming out a little bit, my country, Thailand, it also thrived because of this concept. The religious and ethnic diversity was because of our sense of gung jai. And ever since the arrival of the Portuguese 500 years ago, us, the Thai people, whether it be the king or the general Siamese, received them with gung jai. Then, whether it be Muslim Arabic, Shia, Sunni, Taoist Chinese, Confucianist Chinese, in fact, all faiths were accepted and respected, forming what is now a multi-religious, multicultural country that Thailand is today. And it's because of this sense of gung jai in all manifestation that keep us together as Thai and the Thai people. Without gung jai being so ingrained into our nature since the time of our founding, such diversification would not have been possible. If we were so motivated to be acknowledged and lack care for the feelings of other people. In fact, in another word, lacking gung jai, Thailand would have become a closed society, an expanding balloon that would have exploded any time. To sum it up, we Thai people have another saying, ปิดทองหลังพระ which is an expression metaphorically used to signify performing charitable deeds without seeking recognition. From the king to us, the ordinary Thai people, we remain the land of smiles because of this concept. And if we can all continue to employ such concept so deeply into our daily lives, imagine what a peaceful society our world would become. Conflict would not arise because no one need to prove a point. No one need to show his power. And we all acted in a way that is considerate toward everyone else. And lastly, I would like to end my speech with a little note of gratitude to all of those behind the scene, those with such great sense of gung jai that not only care for all of us here today, but also wish for the best progress of this wonderful world. Whether it be the translator who's been working very hard without any seeking for acknowledgement, or even those who clean up and making this venue amazing for all of us here today. And also all of you, the dignitaries. Without even knowing, your sense of gung jai brought us all here because we truly, truly care for the feelings of others, for the thing that the other people will face. And it's the peace of this moment that we hope continues forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sharat Lelatnachai Kit. Lastly, please welcome Master Kantachai Thai Ali for his speech.
Good afternoon, Venerable, Your Excellencies, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kandachai Thayari. I am a senior student from Shrewsbury International School of Bangkok. I am from Thailand, and I am truly honored to be given this such amazing opportunity to stand here in front of you, all such distinguished guests. Today, we gathered to discuss the theme of continuing a sustainable society of peace through education, the royal patron of all faiths. My focus today is on how Buddhism teaches us to cultivate true happiness, not through materialistic matters, but through inner peace and the cessation of suffering. In Buddhism, happiness is rooted within the cessation of suffering, or duk, or tuk in Thai, oftentimes caused by attachments and cravings. These desires often leave us unfulfilled as we chase for things that are only temporary. Through mindfulness acts like meditation, Buddhism helps us break free from this chain of suffering, allowing us to experience true happiness. The 10 virtues of Buddhism provide a clear framework for ending suffering and experiencing true contentment. The 10 virtues of Buddhism, or paramitas, are virtues that guide us towards spiritual growth and lasting happiness. They go as follow. Generosity. Act of giving, not just materialistic things, but also kindness and support. Morality, renunciation, wisdom, energy, patience, truthfulness, determination, loving kindness, and equanimity. Each of these virtues serve as a guide for individuals to cultivate inner joy and peaceful living, contributing not only to personal happiness, but also to the betterment of society. In today's often fast-paced and chaotic world, we may find ourselves lost in emotions of perhaps bewilderment. The 10 virtues of Buddhism provide us a timeless form of wisdom that is still used to our society within this very day. Amongst the 10 virtues, in my opinion, generosity seems to stand out as a key to happiness. It goes beyond material giving and involves giving compassion, time, and maybe kindness. By focusing on the well-being of others, we create a shift from our self-centered desires to the joy of helping others. The Buddha taught himself that generosity leads to happiness by creating positive karma and fostering awareness for others. He said, "If beings knew, as I know, the results of giving and sharing, they would not have eaten without having given." In our modern day life, generosity is not about monetary giving, but it also extends to time, love, and kindness. It helps reduce isolation and builds deeper, more meaningful bonds in our communities. When we incorporate these virtues into our daily life, we reduce stress and we experience more fulfillment. Personally, I have experienced such profound joy of generosity to this level for the first time when I had the opportunity to give to those in need. Over the past maybe 2 years, I've had the privilege of traveling with my grandfather, the president of the World Fellowship of Buddhists, to some of the most remote and the most northern parts of Thailand, areas like Om Goi in Chiang Mai, where people have no access to education, religion, or even nationality. During these visits, I witnessed something truly moving. People overwhelmed with gratitude, shedding tears as they accepted a donated Buddha image. They held the image above their heads in reverence. And for the first time, I felt the deep sense of fulfillment and contentment. Seeing the power of generosity firsthand was transformative, made me realize the true meaning of giving and generosity as it is. This experience also connects with the vision of King Rama X, who is also known as the royal patron of all faiths. His commitment to promoting unity and peace among people of different backgrounds mirrors the essence of Buddhism's teaching on generosity and compassion. In that moment, I realized how these simple acts of giving extend beyond material support. They foster a sense of shared humanity and contribute to the greater peace and harmony that King Rama X further advocates for, not just within Thailand, but across all faiths and all communities. Generosity can create happiness in our society by reducing attachments and cravings. By giving, we loosen our hold on material things, reducing suffering. It builds positive karma, bringing happiness back to the giver, to the receiver, and to the community. It strengthens social connections. It fosters trust and enhances emotional well-being. Selfless actions, like giving, provide moral worth, leading to a much more deeper and much more meaningful sense of happiness within our communities. Thank you for giving me the honor and the opportunity to speak in front of you all, such distinguished guests in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Master.